So by pumping up these greens, look at my God's blend, or find any superfood blend, I don't care, but get it without the digestive enzymes, the probiotics, and all the other crap that they add into these things. I mean, you just want a superfood blend. And man, I got royal jelly in mine, but it doesn't matter. Just all the good greens and keeping that way, pump you up, and really build some strong muscles. At the same time, remember, when you're working out, you got lactic acid, your lymph system must be moving effective too. Because in building up, if your kidneys are not filtering that and getting rid of those acids, you're in turn going to have a breakdown. You're just not going to really get what you want to get and be healthy and happy doing it. See, that's the other side of that. You want to be healthy and happy and have strong muscles. And endurance, here's another thing. People laugh about the fruits, and yes, a lot of people disagree about vegetables. But if you take and look at a herbivore, that's an animal that eats vegetables, they do not in any way look like Homo sapiens, humans. Their GI tract is 30 times the length of their spine. They have 4 stomachs or more. Their teeth are set to grind. And look at the cellulose. We have juice extractors now because of the high cellulose. And as you get older, if you lose your teeth, you can chew fruit, but you can't chew vegetables. And so vegetable matter has never, ever, except for Hippocrates and cousins and some of these people that to me is misguided, do you ever see vegetable fasting? And if you work in clinicals with people, all you have to do is do the difference. Show what you can do with fruit fasting versus vegetable fasting. And you will be amazed at the level of detoxification, amazed how quick people can get rid of their cancers, amazed at the level of endurance and clarity you can get on fruit. And you try this, live on fruits for a couple of weeks, and then just go out and try to live on some salads. And see the difference in how you feel. I guarantee, especially you spiritual guys that are real sensitive to frequencies and energy. Matter of fact, after this tape, we're going to do a muscle testing tape for you and try to show you how to do that. Someone asked me about tetanus and Hep C boosters and stuff like that. I hate all vaccinations. I think that the real key here is how toxic is your lymph system, or how backed up is it. That's the culturing medium that we deal with here. You have to understand culturing mediums when you're dealing in bacterium, because bacterium are just there to deal with waste. Virals, they deal with weaknesses of cells. So health has always been clean the waste and acids out of your body and strengthen the cells. There where if you have viral loads, they're not going to bother you, and you can detoxify them out of the body. A lot of people have the herpes virus now. I think one medical doctor said it came out of the the smallpox back, mutated and became herpes. So this all is causing man to clean up his lymph system. It's just what's going on here. All these viral loads, HIV, all these viral loads can be cleaned out of the human body. But you must detoxify to do that. And this is all proportionate and relative to, one, kidneys and adrenal function. So you younger people have much more of a difficult time doing this, to be honest with you, because of no one was paying any attention when we were having our children about strengthening the genetic weaknesses that's coming down our family line. We just figured, let's have kids. And that has really created serious problems in kidney and adrenals in the younger folk. So you guys have a little more work in that way, probably tied to one's spirituality and growth and things like this, but there's no more eating the way we have. It's like in the government, there's no more spending what we don't have, but you know what, they got lunatics up there. I don't know what's going to happen here. Here's a 7-year-old with slow growing hair. Again, you want to check that lymph system and check that pituitary. Is her size a little shorter, or is she smaller than the average person? This would be pituitary. At the same time, at 7 years old, I guarantee you she has kidney and adrenal problems, meaning that her lymph system. And what did you raise her on? Milks, formulas, and this, of course, are lymph cloggers. So a little detoxification, a lot of fruit things, especially 7-year-olds. Fruits mature the brain and nervous system of man. Highest magnetically of live foods on the planet. You need those berries, you need those fruits to get those little brains way out there. Vegetable matter's more muscular or skeletal. Fruits much more brain and nerve, no question about that. So important to think more about that sort of thing. Check her, just check her. Get our questionnaire from the office here and go down that list and look at the fingernails. Observe these different symptoms that we put under the different headings of the tissues. That way you get used to this symptom is linked to the thyroid, or this symptom is linked to the parathyroid or the adrenals. And once you get that down, you guys are going to be incredible healers. It's forcing us all to become healers, but this world needs a lot of healers. I can tell you that, especially at this level of thinking. It sounds simplistic, but it is an art to develop the ability to help someone from the lower depths of hell and health up to the highest peaks of vitality. It can be a heck of a rocky road, as some of you probably are going to experience. Don't get frustrated. Get that knowledge in there. Know what you're doing, because there's nothing else out there. You can study books till heck freezes over, to tell you the truth. It's other people's consciousness. Step back and develop that sense of the now, where you're getting away from the mind. Like we did the video yesterday on intellectualism and biochemistry. These are no-brainers. There's just too much disagreement in that field. It doesn't answer anything, and you can't play that game and get your patients to the top of the mountain. It's simpler than that, because there's no way any one person can play with chemistry that the Supreme Being has put together. And remember, we don't isolate chemistry. You do not play that game. Not worth the side effects. Okay, stretch marks. That was another question. I have seen them disappear. Again, a lot of women use coconut oils and things like this, and vitamin E creams, of course, but I really believe the real issue is the health of the tissue and the skin and the underlying subcutaneous tissues, cleaning these acids out of these tissues and working that body into a state of health. Yes, I've seen scar tissue eat itself back up, as well as adhesions. Kind of like bone. If you fracture a bone, your body builds a lot of cells around that fracture, so it looks like your bone actually built a lot more bone around that. In time, when the body sees everything's good, that bone will disappear and it'll look normal again. Same thing really with adhesions and scar tissue. The adhesions and scar tissue is the body's effort to support an area of weakness. And you'll see this. The healthier you are, you'll cut yourself. There won't be a scar. It'll heal in overnight. You won't have any pain. Read Arnold Ehret's books. The Mucus Diet Healing System. Read him. You'll love him. Arnold Ehret. When I was a strict fruitarian, I could cut myself, no bleeding, wouldn't feel it, and the next day it would be literally almost gone. I have some deep scars because I used to live on oranges, and I just peeled them with a knife. I didn't juice them, I just peeled them and ate them. And I sliced myself all the time. Never felt it, never bled. And you can step down on vegetable matter. This is another good one. Step down on vegetable matter and you will feel it. If you step off of raw, you start feeling it a lot more. And if you eat meat, you're going to get pussy, it's going to hurt, and it's going to be there for a while. Shows you how toxic meat eating is. And while I'm on that subject, I remember a question from a meat eater here. I'm not opposed to eating some meat once in a while. I'm really not, for those that do. I'm not that... I used to be pretty strict. Very strict. So strict, like I said, that you have to be careful, because when you have strong discipline, which it takes that sometimes when you're coming from an omnivorous program and you know intellectually this is the right way, but the emotions and everything is tied into your eating. Sometimes it's just just a little bit, and so what? Nobody's judging you. Someone sits there judging you because you eat something cooked or you eat a piece of dead animal. Well, they have a spiritual lesson to learn. Don't let anybody judge you that way. That's unimportant. We're all just here trying to be well, enjoy life, be here now, and so what if we have a little this, a little of that? Yes, I don't like to see animals killed.